you can tell that Hollywood is absolutely incapable at creating good entertainment by the fact that many people are forced to create their own. Especially if you go on Twitter, you will eventually come across individuals who seem to make their own fun but by finding artists or shit posters and simply raging at them. Like, this is what makes them happy. This is what brings joy in their life, by finding like some random stranger that's probably half the world away from them and just screaming their morality at that person. I don't know why they do this. I mean, it's kind of similar like asking a stranger for money and then raging at them when they don't want to give it to you. It's literally with the same energy. But here we go, right? So, what appears to trigger these people, what appears to get them really angry and worked up, is whenever someone inserts feminine features into Western art. So if you take any type of Western art piece and you interfere with the Californian banjo industrial complex, it really enrages these individuals. Like, they will go out of their way in order to scream and shout at that person for the audacity, the sacrilege that was committed. And because of that, you now have entire industries that are meant to farm engagement from these individuals. Like, you get people that go out of their way in order to milk the lols because these people are incredibly funny. And as you can see, Game Characters AI is one of those people. They are pretty much just taking random Western entertainment art pieces and they are adding feminine features to it. And this causes a lot of ass hurt on the internet. It causes people to be big mad. And then he goes through the comment section and he's like, oh, look at this guy, and everyone is laughing, right? So it is entertainment for the ranger, right? Like, they're getting their dopamine by raging at strangers and foreigners on the internet. And it is entertainment for us because we're like, look at these people. So everyone is getting their kicks, right? Now, in the recent shitpost, apparently, I have learned of a new morality, okay? Like, new morality just dropped from Twitter. I understand that this is official now, okay? Everyone needs to think this way, because otherwise you're immoral. And that is that promotional materials from Hollywood, especially posters, they are considered sacred, okay? Like, the Vatican has decreed the sanctity of the human body, and any modification that is added to the Hollywood poster is considered extremely immoral. It is weird. The internet is a weird place, but this is a little bit weirder. So what character AI did was unthinkable. I understand that he must have prayed to Jesus. It's like, Jesus, forgive me for I must meme, I must shitpost. And then he did it. He took this particular picture, this particular promotional art for the Fallout TV show. And you know what he did? He gave this lady a plum pass. He used the AI, he used the modern technology in order to tinker, to doctor the photo, to modify it, and add a plump ass to this lady. Much to the dismay and the horror of the people on Twitter. I mean, they were absolutely terrified by this. It's like, how can you do this? This is this is what they have all said in unison. It is a real, live, breathing human being. Like, you did this to a human being. Like, okay, so you can understand that the promotional poster has become a living human being worthy of rights and consideration. Kind of, I guess, like the American flag, like, you need to make sure that no dust comes on it, like, you don't touch it on the ground. I mean, look, if there was a burning house, it would be the duty of the fireman to actually save the poster because it is a living, breathing human being, right? So apparently, the problem with this is that he did not ask for consent, right? He did not pay the link tax to the studio before doctoring the photo. Now, I genuinely don't know if he did. Like, maybe he did. How do we know? Maybe he did contact the studio and is like, look, I want to make a shit post on Twitter. I want to enrage a couple of bizarre individuals. Is it okay? And maybe the studio went, yes, in exchange for cash, you can sign this contract, and then we can make it okay. But apparently, right, I personally know that politicians get photoshopped all the time. I mean, hell, Trump actually had a replica of him in the hands of Katie Griffin. Like, Katie Griffin had the beheaded head of Donald Trump. It was in every single mainstream media. He didn't offer consent for that. Apparently, that was fine, which is why I'm saying, like, the new morality just dropped. Like, you need to be on touch especially with the morality from the Anglosphere, because that is the most important one in the entire world. And all of the world gravitates around the Anglosphere morality, which basically says that parody is now not allowed. You can't have any sort of sarcasm or memeing. If you want to create a meme of a person, you need to ask for their consent. And again, we're talking about the fact that it was just like a normal plampas. Like, it was covered by pants. It wasn't anything wrong. It's just like that. But it seems to have been enough to trigger some individuals, such as my favorite content creator here, Mr. Mutahar, which said that this is what crippling, okay? It's not just porn addiction. Like, there are several levels, okay? Like, there is the normal, healthy consumption of pornography. But then there is the addiction, and then there is the crippling addiction, and this is what it looks like, right? To put a plampas on a female character in a poster, it's what crippling addiction looks like. So I was like, yeah, like straight men liking women asses is the biggest brain take of our generation. Like, crippling porn addiction is when, shuffle cards. It's when someone doctors a Hollywood promotional photo. Like, that's what it looks like. Now notice that in the original text here, there's no mention of AI. There is no mention of, my real breathing human being. It's simply just that. It's like, well, no, this is unacceptable, beyond the pale. I have been on the internet for decades. I have never seen something so horrible, so atrocious. I mean, this is worse than the Biden economy. It's just, I can't even. I literally can't even, right? But he did respond to me, and he said that apparently the issue is with the AI, right? Like, why couldn't he Photoshop it as a normal person? Why did he use AI? He should have just Photoshopped it, I assume. And it's the fact that it's a real human. Right? Like, you cannot meme, you cannot shitpost if it's a real human. It should have been a fake human. If it was a fake human, then it would have been fine. Except it isn't. Except it isn't, because we actually saw that even fictional characters are enough to enrage people. So, at the end of the day, there are just individuals that like to rage at the internet. Like, this is what they do. This is their life. This is their fun. They find a random person on the internet, and whatever that current day person is, they enjoy to moralize at that person. I don't know why they do that. Like, do they not have family or friends that they can moralize to? Do they not have a mummy or a daddy? Maybe it's because they don't have kids. I think this is it. They don't have kids. Because, like, when you're a parent, you moralize to your kid, right? So, like, if you have a child, you can actually teach your kid about morality and educate them. But if you don't have kids, you still feel that need to feel important and to share your wisdom. So they're doing it with strangers on the internet. In this case, they're doing it with game character AI for some reason. It is absolutely fascinating. No, seriously, it's like going to a trip in the savannah and looking at how people behave in the natural habitat, right? Like, people from the Anglosphere, how they're moralizing at foreigners. Like what are you hoping to accomplish? Do you generally think that game characters AI would be like, oh my god, goodness gracious, how silly of me. How silly of me. I didn't realize what I was doing. I'm going to phone and ask for consent from the studio. I need to pay my link tax. It's kind of interesting because, like, I had a lot of people saying, oh my god, you need to ask for consent from the artist. And I was like, okay, so I want to make a meme of your mother. Is it okay if I phone her up and ask for consent? Is that okay? I do not consent you talking about this anymore. According to your ideology, you need to shut up or else you're raping me. Jesus Christ. Especially when you have, like, entire fandoms with women on Tumblr gushing over male actors and photoshopping them with naked chests and stuff. Like, shitposting and parody and sarcasm is not what they're trying to make it be. Like, if I didn't know this, it sounded as if they used AI in order to make her naked and put a penis inside her. But that's not what we're talking about. They just made a plump tushy that is fully covered. But it's enough to apparently get these people to freak out, and they're freaking out not because they genuinely care about this issue. It's not because, like when you have a meme with Donald Trump being, with bruised eyes or photoshopped in various other things. No one cares, right? But, like, all of a sudden, everyone has to pretend to care because it's about moralizing. Like, if a day passes by where you don't moralize someone on Twitter, do you really exist? Are you really a breathing human being if you don't moralize someone at least for 1 hour a day? Let me know what you guys think. Oh, and by the way, another interesting thing was this. I noticed this. I don't know where it came from, but I just found it bizarre for some reason. Can anyone tell me why Why they're copy pasting each other messages like that, it just felt a little bit bizarre. I found more comments like this. It was just interesting. Let me know what you think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.